Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to look at transfer from available for sale category into held to maturity category. Assume Devon's bonds are currently classified as available for sale securities, and the company is transferring it into held to maturity category or held to maturity securities. The bonds face value purchased at par, $10,000. The bonds had a fair market value on December 31st, year one, of 9,700. That means there was a unrealized loss. The name is unrealized gain or loss, but it was unrealized loss of $300. And currently, the fair market value of the bonds is $9,500. Okay, so let's take a look at the treatment for the available for sale securities. It was originally purchased. Okay, investment in available for sale securities was $10,000 at par, and we paid cash $10,000. And then December 31st, we have to report it at the fair value. So we have to recognize this $300 unrealized holding loss. But because it was the available for sale securities, we are going to recognize allowance for the change in the fair value, and the unrealized holding gain or loss will be part of the uh, other comprehensive income. Okay, accumulated other comprehensive income, so will be unrealized holding gain or loss, but because this is on debit, so it's a loss from available for sale securities, $300. And we are going to recognize allowance for change to reduce the value of the investment from $10,000 to $9,700, which is the fair value. Okay, so now it's reported on the balance sheet at December 31st at this 10,000 minus a contra account of $300. So the fair value is $9,700, which is this amount. Okay, and then in year two, we are transferring from available for sale securities to held to maturity securities. Now, the current fair value at the time of the transfer is 9,500. So we will record the investment in held to maturity securities at the fair value, 9,500. Okay, we're going to take out this investment in available for sale securities from our balance sheet. So investment in available for sale securities is put on credit, $10,000. So that's gone. We only now have investment in held to maturity securities. From this transfer, we are going to recognize unrealized holding gain or loss for held to maturity securities for the difference, $500. Okay, unrealized holding gain or loss. This is a loss by $500 on debit from held to maturity securities. Now, because we no longer have our available for sale securities, these two accounts are not supposed to be on our balance sheet anymore or our financial statements anymore. So we have to reverse it. Allowance for change in fair value of investments has to be taken out, $300, and the unrealized holding loss from the original available for sale securities must be reversed, $300. Okay, so that's how we prepare the journal entry for the transfer and to eliminate this allowance and unrealized holding gain or loss from available for sale securities. At the same time, we recognize this new unrealized holding loss from held to maturity securities, which is the new category. So the impact on our income statement with the change in accumulated other comprehensive income is we have this $500 debit loss from for the held to maturity securities, the new one, and we take out the unrealized holding loss gain on credit, not gain, but we reverse it to close the unrealized holding loss, $300. Okay, so one is debit, one is credit. So we take the difference. There is a $200 debit, $200 loss for the change in accumulated other comprehensive income. Okay, that's the impact of transferring from the available for sale securities to the held to maturity securities. That's how we prepare the journal entries. Thank you for watching.